Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Aim with DNK. This is our 23rd episode, the last one for the year because the next one is going to happen on 2nd January. 23rd episode in almost 7 months. Super excited and super pumped up for delivering this last session to all of you. And I hope you will enjoy tonight's session because this one is going to be super fun. So, uh, I'll quickly give me a couple of minutes to introduce myself, give you a brief build up about the session, and trust me on this one. This is going to be a super fun and a lot of content filled session. So stay till the end. So welcome to the 23rd episode. My name is Dilnawaz Khan. I'm the founder of Codesign Labs and Power Deck. I'm an entrepreneur with a decade-long experience in startup space. And if you want to know more about me, you can follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn. The handle is running in the ticker below. If you're here tonight, that means either you are an entrepreneur, you are already an entrepreneur, or you want to be one, or maybe if you're a student or an aspiring entrepreneur, I think it's a great session lined up for you. Uh, Tonight, we're going to be primarily talking about social media strategies for 2021. So let's jump right into it. Allow me to share my screen with all of you. And ladies and gentlemen, here you go. Right. So the most important thing and the first thing I want to talk to all of you is why should we talk about social media strategy and why now? Why is it a great time currently today to talk about the social media strategy? So let me give you a quick build up before I start giving you a lot of knowledge stuff. And most importantly, all those who are watching, I would request if you're excited, if you are here to learn something new, drop a boom in chat, drop excited in chat, and also make sure you ask me all the questions you have about social media strategy. So if you're a student, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an influencer, or anybody who is looking forward to go really deep into the social media in 2021, make sure you ask your questions in the chat. So utilize the live chat well. So if you in 2010 people used to say that if you are a business, and as a business, if you do not have a website, you do not exist. This entire philosophy changed in 2015 when people say that if you are a business or if your business is not on social media, you don't exist. But just in 5 years, the entire conversation has changed that if your business or if you as a business, you're not on all social media platforms, and if you're not creating relevant content, then you don't exist. So this is the need of the hour, ladies and gentlemen, that you will have to create content on all the platforms. Now the problem is that with the amount of volume you have, the number of social media platforms that are coming up, the kind of formats which are coming up, uh, it is too much to be handled by one guy. And this is the reason, this is why you need a strategy that will help you in creating a funnel, a strategy that will help you in creating automation for your social media. So a lot of, because there's too much noise out there, right? So 2020, as we all know, changed the world forever. We already kind of know about it, that whether it is marketing, whether it is the way we do business, whether it is about acquiring customers, 2020 changed the world for almost like everybody, right? And social media has already become very cluttered and noisy. With the rise of number of content creators, with the rise of number of content streams, with the new YouTubers coming in, with the new content platforms coming in the new formats coming in, with the short video coming in, with the podcasts coming in, the space has become really cluttered. And for you as a business, it has become like a necessary evil. You cannot skip out of it. As I said, if you in 2021 are not on the social media platforms, especially all social media platforms, it will be difficult for you, right? So the third bigger problem, so I'll quickly revise this for you. The three challenges, the three problems. One, as I said, that 2020 changed the world forever. It changed the way business do marketing. It changed the way people do marketing. It changed the way you acquire customer as a business. Social media became very cluttered. But the biggest challenge, biggest point, my friends, is that everybody on the planet earth has become a social media barrier, a social media expert, and there is no entry barrier to it. So let me know in the comment what you think about it, right? Everybody who does a course on social media, there are hundreds of influencers out there who are teaching you social media strategy, social media content, stuff like that, right? So what makes me eligible to talk about it, and why should you be listening to me? Number one, that's most important. And also, how can you remove the clutter, and whom should you be trusting? So for all those who do not know, I'll give you the reason why you should be listening to me, but also let me quickly give you a brief what all I'm going to cover in today's episode. So in this episode, I'm going to be primarily talking about three things. One, how can you get started on social media, and typically how people used to get started on social media, and how can you leverage the power of social media. Second, I'll be talking about a few broader strategies that you as an entrepreneur, you as an influencer, or you as aspiring entrepreneur, or a startup, or a b2b or a b2b business can implement to build your business and get sales and get visibility and get trust of your potential customers. And most importantly, my favorite topic is I will be talking about usage of social media for B2B, B2C businesses, startups, aspiring entrepreneurs, and students. So, as I said right in the beginning, this is a content rich, content filled session. Stay till the end. A lot of things will blow your mind. A lot of things will give you a couple of great strategies that you can implement, not just to build your business, but your personal brand or your uh, general visibility on social media. And as I said, 1 hour session is not enough to learn social media. There are courses, there are workshops, there are programs online and offline where you can enroll into social media, content marketing, digital marketing, and stuff. And people spend years and years and years in both learning and implementing and being a practitioner, right? So a lot of people implement all this stuff. So it will be unfair to say that I can teach you everything, or I can give you all the information in just 1 hour. But the idea is to at least start the conversation, give you a couple of tips and tricks, give you a few pointers that kind of gives you a roadmap to start building your social media strategy for 2021. And then, of course, this you can use this broader roadmap to create stuff for yourself, and then you can really go as deep as possible. All right. So if you are excited for today's session, as always, drop excited in chat or drop a boom in chat. And my request to all those people who are here, who are watching this, make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe the channel. This is the 23rd episode. As I said, me and my team, we have been putting up really, really lot of hard work in bringing this content to all of you. So if you like what we're doing, guys, we would really appreciate you dropping a like and you subscribe the channel, and of course, helping us spread the word if you like what we are trying to do. So as I said initially, and let me make my screen full here, right? As I said initially, that what makes me eligible to talk about content, about social media, about digital marketing, and not primarily digital marketing, but mainly communication, content, and social media. I run a company called Codesign Labs, and a few of you might know that. And today's video is powered by Codesign Labs. So what does Codesign Labs do? Codesign Labs is a design ops company. We enable startups, enterprises. So if you look at our website, we work with so many startups and enterprises, multiple people. We help them with content strategies, videos, podcasts, design, and multiple things like that. And we right from startups up till corporates like PNB and ICICI. We work with big entities out there as well. So that's what make me eligible. And of course, Neha, my co-founder, leads this vertical. I basically, if you've heard about me, if you've been seeing my work, I primarily lead Power Deck, which is a fundraising, strategic advisory and pitch deck platform. But as I said, Codesign is also where I am a co-founder, and this is a session which is powered by Codesign Labs today. All right, so let's get started. And the first point, or the first thing I want to talk to all of you about, how to get started on social media. Right now, this is no rocket science. This is a age old thing. And let me tell you what is an age old thing. So how do you get started on social media? You create a page, or you create multiple pages, you post content, and then you pray. This should blow your mind. This is the thing that most of the businesses do. And let me repeat, they go and create a page out there, they post content, or they post any content, and then they just sit and pray. What do they pray? They pray that they get customers. They pray that they get engagement. They pray that they get visibility, and somehow they pray that they get conversion, right? Which is the problem here, right? This is not how social media strategy works. So This is what, as I said, this is what most businesses do, right? They push or put random content without any strategy, and ultimately they have to sit and figure out what's happening. And as I said, with increasing noise and clutter in the ecosystem, with everybody claiming to be a social media expert, this thing is becoming trickier, right? So what's missing in this entire strategy, or what's missing in this entire thing that I've shown you, that like almost everybody is implementing? What's missing is, number one, knowledge about your target group. A lot of people, while implementing social media, do not know about who your target audience is or who your target group is. So TG is target group or target audience. You need a very, very, very thorough research. And let me know in the comments if you have run ads before on Facebook, because if you have run ads on Facebook at any point in time, you would know that when you run ads on Facebook, Facebook asks you to narrow down your audience in terms of demographics. And I can go really, really deep into it, but I've already done a video on this, and I'll give you a reference about it. So number one thing you need or you miss is knowledge about your target group or the target audience. You have not enough material that whom are you trying to sell or whom are you trying to reach out to. Once the reach out happens, you then lack the objective leading to a CTA. By this I mean that you don't even know, once you reach to your potential target audience or you reach to the potential target group, you as a business or you as an individual do not have any idea what to do next, right? So if I'm seeing an ad, if I'm seeing a post, if I'm seeing something, there's no clarity about my call to action. That's the second thing which is missing. And third, and the most important, you have no content strategy and you have no content funnel. Now the problem with not having a content strategy and not having a content funnel is that every day you will have to literally pull your hair, that what should we be posting, and your entire content thing will not be in sync with each other, right? Up till now, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, guys. Okay, and I'll start picking up them one by one. So these are the three things which you are missing in like a regular routine social media strategy. For all those who are here, let me quickly revise it for you. When you simply do something like you create a page, you post content, and you pray, you're primarily missing knowledge about your target audience, which means you need to do a lot of research. You're missing on an objective leading to a call to action. You are missing on the objectives, and most importantly, you do not have a strategy around your content strategy and funnel, right? So, and last but not the least, most of the people doing social media do not have any form of a tracking matrix. What do we mean by tracking matrix? Tracking matrix is basically, once you do something, and this is something which can apply at any point in time, any place in life, but because we're talking about the social media, I'm going to be primarily talking about the social media thing from the tracking. I'm going to talk about tracking matrix from the social media point of view. So when you are basically doing social media, you have not defined your goals, and there's no KPI. For all those who do not know, KPI is key performance indicator or key performance index. This is basically the matrix through which you map whether you're successful or not. So for example, if you put a post on social media and you kind of decide that we need at least 1,000 likes, if you get 500, therefore your KPI is 50% met only, right? So KPI is basically a matrix that will tell you the overall way how are you going ahead. All right, so in a routine regular spray and pray thing, this is something which is missing, right? So as I said, I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to do a technical session today, because I have already covered a lot about what is a target group or what is a target audience. And for this, let me again show my full screen, right? In fact, I need to remove my banners for this so that you guys can see clearly. All right, so I've already done a video on acquiring first 100 customers and market research and sectoral analysis. If you haven't watched these episodes, right, one of them is like an episode number 11 and 12. If I'm not wrong, you can go and check out the AMA with DNK playlist on my channel. I've already done 2 detailed videos where I've told you how can you create a dedicated strategy through which you can acquire first 100 customers. So if when you're even working and thinking and trying to acquire 100 or like your customers, in that case also you need a customer profiling. right? You need to create a customer persona. You need to create a virtual customer persona or a profile, something that gives you the information about the demographics of the customer, the behavior of the customer, the other relevant information of the customer, so that you can reach out to him or her. And I've spoken about multiple times on this, that why it is important for you, why you should not be doing spray and pray, is because you as a startup, you have lack of manpower, lack of resources, lack of money, lack of time, and you need to really implement things really really fast. So the same principle applies to marketing. You as a early stage entrepreneur, you are not Reliance, or you are not Tata, or you are not Facebook, or you're not any multinational company that can spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees. So even when you're creating content strategy, social media strategy, and especially marketing strategy, you need to do a lot of research about, as I said, your target group, as I said, your target group, your objectives, and things like these. And therefore, I would suggest and request all of you who want to learn more about creating a customer profile, go and watch these two videos. Acquiring first 100 customers, everything is there in this video. And market research and sectoral analysis, it will give you more idea about how do you do research. And most importantly, there's an add-on video I would recommend all of you, which is future of video content social media platforms. I did a video really really long back. This was almost like the second video on my channel, rather second live on my channel. And in this video I've spoken about a lot in depth about what is the future of video content and social media platforms. And of course, I'll be talking in depth about video content and social media content, because video has really blown out of proportion in the last year, and you and I cannot deny the fact. All right, so if you are up till with me now, ladies and gentlemen, please drop a thumbs up, or please drop a like or a boom in the chat, so that I know you're listening to me and you are able to get what I am saying. And as I said, of course, keep on dropping your uh, questions, and keep on dropping your comments, and keep on sharing the information in the chat. So moving ahead, let me quickly move ahead now. So this is why you are here today, and this is the most important part. So let's jump right into it. Social media strategies for 2021. These are the three social media strategies which I think are most important for 2021, especially from the point of view. And these are not those redundant routine strategies that you'll simply go out there, Google, and find. The point I'm trying to make is there are hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos on the internet that are talking about social media strategies, and of course trends of 2021, right? So I have skipped all the regular part in the content today. I'm only talking about the most important thing you need to focus as a business on, right? And I'm not going to be talking about anything paid, right? So all I'm telling you is purely free strategy, right? And then it's up to you how do you implement this. All right, so the strategy number one I want to talk to you about is video or audio content engagement, possible in a live format for B2B and service based businesses. So if you are listening to me tonight, and if you are a B2B business, a potential startup trying to get venture into B2B, or somebody who's trying to enter into a services business, video and audio engagement possible in a live format will help you a lot in driving your social media strategy in 2021, for a very simple reason that and what is it like? Webinars, knowledge sessions, Q&A, product demos, discussions, etc. These are a few formats that you can leverage on, and of course podcasts and things like that. And these are things you can leverage upon, and why it is important. So I'll also tell you why it is important and how can you implement it. So now, why it is important, especially as I said, for a B2B or a services business, because this is a give first approach, or give or educate first approach, right? So for example, both of the businesses that I primarily run, Codesign Labs and Power Deck, both of them are purely high ticket size B2C, B2B businesses. That means most of the time I am dealing with other founders, other entrepreneurs, other people who are basically business owners themselves, right? So so what do I need to do as a business? I create a lot of content, primarily in the live environment, so that I can engage. See, the benefit of live is that people will trust you more. it helps you in creating consistency, and people can see that you are there with yourself, right? They can feel connected with yourself, right? So give first is very very important. This entire thing will help you in give first and educate format, right? Then establish communication. As I said, it will this entire activity of creating video engagement and audio engagement in the live format will help you in establishing consistent regular communication with your audience. That's very very important. If you are consistent, this will help you in building trust in your audience, and most importantly, this will also be like a branding activity for you, right? So let me know what you think about it, guys, because if you also have been seeing me, as I said, I run both the businesses which are hardcore B2B, and I have been doing these live consistently from almost 7 months. I took a small break to like a 2 week break during Diwali, but we have been doing this consistency. So this shows that I am willing to give first, I'm willing to educate people, I'm willing to communicate, I'm sitting in a live environment, which means that you can see me really the way I am, and therefore it is a very low hanging fruit or low hanging way through which you can create communication, you can create interaction with your audience, and this will give you a lot of credibility and trust as a business or as an individual. All right. Now, second, primarily for B2C brands. So all the people who are here, who are either influencers, run or want to start some sort of a B2C brand, right? This is the most important advice for you, or this is the most important strategy you can implement. Something that can go viral, or something which is share worthy, primarily for B2C. Now, why am I using the word share worthy along with viral, right? Because nobody knows how to make things viral. Of course, virality is a science. There's a way, there's a checklist, there's a process that if you do these, let us say, 5 things right, your content will come out to be viral, right? If it's like emotional, if it's like relatable, if it's like able to connect the audience, engage the audience, retain the audience, there's a higher chance people will share, and sharing is virality basically, right? But of course, you as a content creator, or you as a business who's creating that content, do not kind of control anything about it, right? So therefore, the idea is that make sure you think from the virality point of view, you make sure you think from the relatability point of view, and the best way of creating this sort of a content or this sort of a social media strategy is creating memes. You can see that written below, reels, and primarily storytelling. And this is the best practice or the best way of implementing social media strategy for B2C brands. You should, and the reason why I'm telling you memes is because memes are highly shareable. You know, if you see in past couple of months, we have been sharing memes and small reels and small form of content with everybody. And as I said, as I told you right in the middle of the session, that I have already done a video on future of social media, future of content, and we have seen in that video already that and of course I did that video back somewhere in July, when reels got introduced, and the reel technically changed the entire game. And of course, short form of content is more viral, because whether it is YouTube or whether it is Instagram, they're promoting it organically. So you should be thinking on those lines as well. Now, why is it important? One, as a B2C brand, uh, on the contrary, wherein a B2B brand has a longer sales cycle, needs more trust, has a higher retention rate of a customer, is not that price sensitive, right? And of course, the ticket size of the products being sold is very very high. On the contrary, a B2C brand is dealing with less margins, low ticket size product, fast moving products, and therefore they only work when they have economies of scale. Therefore, when they're able to sell to a lot of people at a cheaper price, or an affordable price, that is where they start making money in terms of margins, right? So therefore, why do you need this social media strategy as a B2C brand? Because this will enable you to create more frequent content. For you as a B2C brand, frequency is very very important. You are the one who need to post every day, you are the one who need to create 10 pieces of content a day, you are the one who need to be almost be there on every possible social media platform. So let us say, I as a B2B business, I can skip Instagram as a platform. I can skip Facebook as a platform. I primarily be need to on LinkedIn, and I'll go deep dive into this in the third part of the session. But you as a B2C brand cannot skip Facebook, cannot skip Instagram, and of course cannot skip reels and stuff like that. So this frequency will help you in hitting the audience again and again and again, and therefore you need content which is more frequent. But other than more frequent, you also need to create a regular, continuous engagement with your audience. And most important strategy while creating your social media content is you have to create content which is relatable and shareable, and therefore which will give you a wider reach in terms of organic reach, so that people can share as much as possible. uh, I think a lot of B2C brands leverage this during the lockdown and even post that. Look at the campaigns by Swiggy, look at the campaigns by Zomato, look at the campaigns done by multiple app companies, and you will find a lot of good content as a reference that you can replicate in your social media strategy and practices as well. All right. So any questions up till now, drop them in the live chat, and also keep on giving me the feedback, right? And third and most important thing that will blow out of proportion and will change the game in 2018 is going to be repurposing your content, especially in vernacular languages. The best part about geo and the digital boom that happened post, or rather during the lockdown, is that India has now almost 50% internet penetration. And other than Hindi and English being dominant and prominent languages, there's so many local vernacular languages that people can leverage. You'll be surprised to know that there are dedicated short form of video content platform like TikTok or like Takatak and things like that in Haryanavi, Punjabi, and other local languages as well, which have got millions and millions of downloads and millions of daily active users, right? So if you are both a B2B or a B2C brand, does not matter, this applies to both format of the businesses. You can you need to learn how can you repurpose content, how can you pick a YouTube video and repost it on Facebook and Instagram, how can you pick material from Instagram and create, or rather textual material from LinkedIn and create a video for YouTube, how can you pick up a video from YouTube and create carousels for Instagram. This is what is called a repurposing of content, right? And I can go really deep dive, but if you just want to learn a little more about it, there's a dedicated ebook by Gary Vee on it. You can go and search for that ebook, and it's a fantastic ebook out there, right? So go and read that. So what do I mean, and what is the outcome of this entire activity? You can create small videos on FB and Insta, and reels and short so from small videos on Facebook and Insta to, as I said, longer form of content on other platforms, to reels and shorts. Shorts is a new small video content platform on YouTube. uh, you can leverage Insta and YouTube in that sense. So why it is important? Same piece of content can be used multiple times. When I say content, every time you create content, there's some production cost involved. No matter what you do, whether you're not spending money directly, you're spending your time. Time is money. Time is rather a bigger asset than money. So every time you create a piece of content, you use some sort of resources. So same, using the same piece of content, and if you're using it multiple times, it will give you a lot of flexibility. You can also, most importantly, be able to reach a wider audience. So imagine I am repurposing my content in English to Hindi or Punjabi or Marathi or any other local language. But I'll give you a word of caution also in the end about it, which you as a business owner need to think about, and I'll give you a few minutes to think about it in the end. Okay. And just a second, folks. Okay. And then of course, most importantly, redirected traffic. So you can use this short form of content, smaller form of content, to redirect traffic on other platforms. So you can use LinkedIn content to other platforms. You can use content from LinkedIn to Facebook to Instagram to other platforms and things like that. So redirection is also going to be very important strategy, right? So the point that I was trying to make earlier was, when I was talking about the wider audience, you as a business owner also need to figure out and understand, which is most important, ultimately which I spoke about earlier also, ultimately who is your target audience and whom do you want to push your content to. So this vernacular thing will only be applied if you think, or if you feel or believe that maybe Hindi speaking audience or Punjabi speaking audience or that category of audience is a good fit for you, right? So let us say my primary form of content is purely English, right? And I can repurpose my content for Hindi speaking audience if I think my reaching out to that audience will give my business some sort of a my initial company some sort of a business, right? So you have to create those strategies around this vernacular activity, and this will help you in creating another form of strategy, right? All right, so quickly summarizing these three for you: video and audio. It will definitely help you in engaging with your audience in live format. And video has, of course, we all know, has really boomed in the recent years. uh, Create content which is viral, B2C. And last but not the least, and most important, is that use repurpose content. These are the three broad strategies, other than all those strategies out there, doing live, doing Instagram, doing Facebook, running ads, so on and so forth, that you can use to create your content or social media strategy for 2021. I'll quickly take a few seconds pause here and give you time to absorb everything. And of course, whatever you think, drop in the comments. If you like what we're doing here, if you're learning along with me, if you find it informative or knowledgeable, drop a boom or drop excited in comments or give me a thumbs up before I jump on to talking about usage of social media in 2021, very specifically from the point of view of uh, individual person, right? So how can, what is the usage methodology of social media for you, if you are a student, if you are a B2B business owner, if you're a B2C business owner, or aspiring entrepreneur for that matter, right? So we'll be quickly be now jumping onto those points. And let me meanwhile quickly have a look at the chat and see if I have got any questions up till now before I jump on to the last part of the session. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me also acknowledge all those who are here. So thank you, Ayush. Thank you, Mukul. Thank you, Akash. Thank you, Geetu ma'am, for being here. Bhaskar, thank you so much. Pavitra, thanks for being here, my friend. And all right, and Rohit, thank you so much. I think I've got a lot of people in the watching today, and a few of you are commenting as well. All right, so I'll pick up this question before I jump on to the next part. Uh, this is basically Akash. All right, Akash, I'll pick your question. What if your product is meant for almost everyone from the age 18 plus upwards 80? Target group make content and funnel. Okay, so Akash, very interesting question. So let us say if you are creating a product which is for everybody from 18 up to 80, which I'm not sure how is it possible. I really need to take a deep dive and look into your product really in depth, so that I can understand what is that you're trying to sell to people. And when you say 18 up till 80, I'm assuming you are a B2C brand, which is business to consumer brand. The most important thing that you need to then do is figure out the demographics, that who's your customer, where does they live, what is your channel to reach out to that person, both online and offline, uh, what is his behavior pattern. So as I said, I have done an entire video on creating a customer persona. Most importantly, you need to create a customer persona first, because a lot of times, despite the fact the age is a very flat benchmarking, if I may say that way, the financial backing and the customer loyalty changes every time. So there's a possibility that 18-year-old so if your product is a fit for somebody from 18 to 80, the family background, the knowledge, the language, the demographic, the channel, the financial understanding, the financial background, the buying capacity, the customer loyalty, all these pointers will change, and therefore they will affect all these factors that I've posted. Like you said, content strategy, KRA, KPI, it will change for everybody, right? Uh, I have a Okay. So I hope this answers your question. So you need to create the entire persona first, and once you're able to create the persona, especially from the financial point of view, I think then you will be able to kind of get a clearer picture around creating strategy. Bhaskar is a very interesting question: how to increase reach on Instagram. So Bhaskar, when you say this question, reach on Instagram, one, I would suggest you definitely need to run ads at some point in time, because just like Facebook and other social media platforms, the organic reach of Instagram has drastically dropped, and therefore you will have to kind of run ads at some point in time. But if you want to get organic reach, make more reels and leverage carousels. And in order to create carousels, you need to provide some sort of a content. So there's a mechanism called idea, which is a strategy for creating highly engaging Instagram carousels. You can search on the internet and leverage them. So that is something you can do. And and otherwise you can create short form of videos, and most important, reels. Now when you say how to increase reach on Instagram using static posts are very, very difficult to kind of have an organic reach. The average reach of a good, highly engaging static post is less than 10%, or rather less than 5%. You need to look at the number of followers you have, and then see the like and the engagement on that post. Instagram has by default downgraded the organic reach, and the only thing which is organically viral is your reels and this carousels. These are the only things that you need to kind of use and leverage. All right, rest I think you can. For static, you need to run ads, right? So coming on to the last part of the session, guys, coming on to the last part of the session, usage of social media in 2021 based on the profile you have, right? So let's quickly start getting into that. All right, and meanwhile let me remove these banners so that you can see it easily. All right, so social media usage for B2C businesses. So if you are a B2C business, what all things you can use? Because as I said initially, everybody thinks that they can implement everything, right? And you don't have money, time, resources, manpower, neither creative resource to create content for every platform. So these are a few platforms that I would like to suggest to you that you can implement uh, in your social media strategy. These are the platforms, these are the strategies combined together. So if you are one of those who fit into this profile, you can start implementing them. So number one is social media usage for B2C businesses. For B2C business, your primary tool, or the primary platform is Facebook and Instagram. You will have to run ads, and you cannot skip Facebook and Instagram, and you will be using that to engage your audience, targeting, retargeting, and most important, you can deliver and give offers. This is very, very, very important. If you are a B2C business, you cannot skip Facebook and Instagram. The second is YouTube videos for storytelling and building engagement. If you are a B2C brand, you can leverage and create YouTube videos which are smaller videos, like maybe like a storytelling video, 5 minute to 7 minute to 10 minute. That's the range, and you can primarily be using them for creating storytelling and building engagement. In fact, the Facebook video that went viral about that girl who runs a mithai shop, right? I'm not sure how many of you have seen that video, but that was one of the videos which came back like a month or 2 months back and went really, really viral. That is the kind of video you need to create. Let me know in the comment, guys, or maybe what we can do is I can help you, or I can rather create a booklet or a curation of all such videos. Let me know in the comment what do you think. Should I be doing something like that? Because then I can create and share it with my entire network. In fact, it can be done so that you guys get a quick reference of what's a great content strategy for a B2C business. So let me know what you think. And if like people say, I will be making one and I can share with all of you. All right. Now, the second is B2B business, social media usage for B2B business. So primarily as a B2B business, which is business to business kind of a business model format, if you should be using LinkedIn to build your brand or corporate identity. I have seen so many people, especially corporates, not leveraging LinkedIn enough. So LinkedIn is a great platform for creating trust, creating network, creating relations. If you are a B2B business, you should not be you should rather be utilizing LinkedIn to the next level. And then of course you can use Facebook and YouTube live to create knowledge sessions and programs for your clients and prospects. It's a great method or great way of creating trust in your prospects or clients for B2B businesses, right? Third and most important, and my favorite audience, right? social media usage for aspiring entrepreneurs. Three ways you guys who are planning to do a startup, who are aspiring or trying to get into the social media game, or who are trying to get into the startup game, three ways you can leverage social media. One, use Facebook, Instagram to run ads, primarily from the product validation point of view, and generate early leads. So many people out there, so many guys out there who reach out to me, or whom with I work, have the problem of not getting enough validation done from the customer, and they always are in trouble that we are not able to get the product validated or get leads. Facebook and Instagram are your tool. Run some sort of ad for product validation and get leads. For you as an early stage startup, community building in 2021, community building is going to be the next big thing. I did a detailed video on importance of community building. If you haven't watched that video, go and watch that video as well. You as a business now need to create some sort of a community, so go out there and build a community. YouTube and Facebook lives are a great way to build a community. I am being watched by almost 12, 13 people right now. Even if 10 people watch me out of my entire network, I think that's a community, that's a frequent loyal customer fan following, or the community I've created for myself, who believe that what I'm delivering is worth watching at, right? So community building is going to be the next big thing. And last but not least, most important, use LinkedIn to get early clients, or seek or get opportunity to conduct demos and pilots. If you are an aspiring entrepreneur, please guys, make sure you're using all these three techniques to land demos or pilot projects, right? And last but not the least, and this is my favorite janta students with whom I deal so much, use LinkedIn for networking and building connections. If in 2021 or if in 2020 you as a student do not have a rock solid LinkedIn profile, you are missing on a lot of opportunities, my friend. So make sure you use LinkedIn to create a network, have a rock solid profile. There are enough tutorials out there on the internet that can teach you how can you create great LinkedIn profile, and there are enough paid courses available that you can avail. But make sure you as a student have LinkedIn profile, and you have you're able to get into the right network and build right connections, and also use LinkedIn and YouTube to create or build credibility. You need to be starting creating content, right? So on that note, uh, let me quickly summarize the entire session for you before we jump on to the closure note, right? And meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can start now posting your questions in chat so that I can pick them up by the end of the session, and then we'll wrap for the day. So, the summary of today's entire session is we primarily spoke about the social media strategies you can implement as a business. If you, all those who are watching, if you primarily saw, as I said initially, also, this was broadly the idea behind the session was to give you a broad idea, a broad roadmap about things that are in trend and that will blow going ahead into the next year, right? So it's a great time. It's a great time to be on social media. It's a great time to leverage the power of social media to build a brand, for personal branding, for B2C business, for B2B business, and even for an aspiring entrepreneur or maybe a professional. It's a great time to be on social media and leverage it in some shape or the other. And this entire session was around social media strategies. If you miss watching, rewind, go back later and watch, give a like, subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up. Also share what you think in the comments if you're watching this later on after the live ends, right? So on that note, guys, because I don't have any more questions, this is the next session that I'm going to deliver on 2nd January 2021, hot business sectors for 2021. So I have already done one video on business ideas for 2021, right? Wherein I picked up a few business ideas and I kind of dissected them. And the idea was to give you a broad understanding from the early stage entrepreneurship point of view, that if you are an early stage entrepreneur, you can basically leverage these videos or use these videos, right? Or sorry, use these ideas to kind of build your own business. But the idea behind this session is that we are going to be looking at sectoral growth. So in 2020 and 2021, a lot of new sectors have come into the picture. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, there are a lot of sectors and new sectors which you can start exploring. And we'll be taking a deep dive into understanding and looking at those sectors that you as an aspiring entrepreneur, even an established one, can look at or should look at and leverage the power of those, right? So on that note, guys, this is all from my side today on this episode of Aim with DNK. uh, on that note, I'll start wrapping. So once again, thank you so much for all this. Okay, there's another question. uh, the question from Bhaskar: how to increase followers on Facebook and as Instagram is totally different from Facebook, right? So Bhaskar, it's a very, very interesting question. I'll tell you why. The uh, Facebook has, so I'll tell you my personal opinion. So Facebook has become super cluttered, and Facebook has also become this noisy place, right? But as I said, it's a necessary evil. If you are a B2C business or a business to consumer business, you need to be on Facebook. You cannot skip that platform. But don't worry about increasing followers on Facebook, because any which way, no matter whether you have friends or followers, the organic reach of Facebook is less than 1%. So organic reach is almost dead. Nothing will happen if you publish your content on Facebook and wait or wish that organic reach will give you any sort of following. You will have to run ads on Facebook no matter what happens. I'll be surprised if you're still getting high reach on Facebook. The only way you can get reach on Facebook or organic reach on Facebook is videos. Video is still new for Facebook, so Facebook is giving some sort of an extra push to video as a platform, because they are competing with YouTube on the other hand, and also to textual content and maybe profile pictures. I think, in my opinion, these are only a few things which I think and believe uh, will have some sort of organic reach. Rest everything is dead on Facebook. So don't bother about getting more followers on Facebook. If you really want to get a following, try Instagram, and most importantly, start building and capitalizing YouTube. This is a big thing. And what I've realized is YouTube audience is far more loyal than Facebook audience or Instagram audience. So I would suggest, because and then of course monetizing YouTube audience is easier. And also you can then, YouTube also gives you an opportunity to create community around your audience, right? So if you're able to build an audience on YouTube, there's a high stickiness factor because of the video content in the form of engagement, right? So don't worry about concluding this. So don't worry about increasing followers on Facebook or Instagram. Focus on YouTube if you really want to get following or subscriptions or people to kind of come after you. And or Instagram is the second priority. Facebook should only be done if you have the capacity and a budget to run ads, right? I hope this answers the question, right? So on that note, guys, let's wrap today's session. Thank you so much once again for joining in today's session. I really appreciate all of you giving time to me. And I hope to see you next year. It's a silly joke, I know. But on 2nd January, the next episode comes out on 2nd January, which is, as I said, we'll be talking about hot business sectors for 2021. I will be super excited. I'll be pumped up. I'll be prepared. And I hope to see you then. And if you, a couple of last things, if you haven't joined the Discord server, the link is in the description. You can go and join the Discord server. We are planning to host a movie night tomorrow, so you'll be getting the notification there. And the Discord is a community that I have built, where we do a lot of fun activities and a lot of learning activities as well. And also there's a link to a WhatsApp group for regular notification. Wherever I'm going live or doing any activity, I post a update there, so you can also join that update only WhatsApp. It's a non-spammy group. You can simply go and get the uh, updates there. All right, so on that note, guys, thank you so much once again. Like the video, subscribe the channel, take care of yourself, and in advance, wish you all a very, very happy new year and great health, lot of luck, lot of love from my side to all of you and to your families. I hope to see you in the next episode of Aim with DNK. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Wish you a great weekend and wish you a very, 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 very happy new year, and all the best. See you in the next session, and thank you so much for enabling me to do it, guys. I would not have been able to do it without all of you. So lot of love, lot of best wishes from my side, and I'm humbled and honored to be able to do this, because I would not have been able to do all of this without your support. We started this year from almost like 10 or 12 subscribers, and we are almost, if I'm correct, 870. We're about to touch 1,000, which I'm sure we'll be able to do in a couple of days. And then of course, I'm going to have a lot of great content plans in the next year. So thank you so much for all your support up till now. Thank you so much for staying with me. And yeah, I hope we able to do a lot of great stuff together. So thank you so much and good night. Take care. Once again, have a happy new year and a great weekend. Bye bye, guys. See you.